Bring it on. Totally crazy. My destiny is my fault, not my God. You have the courage to plot against me. Just wait for my revenge. So what if you have a system? Isn't my rebirth awesome than your system? After the college entrance examination results are released, my boyfriend and I both scored 0 points. My boyfriend's family went crazy. And I looked calm. This has just begun. In the last life, my boyfriend's family used the system to clip my answers, started a live broadcast to check my results, and triggered the internet. However, I died in a car accident because of my boyfriend. After my death, I was slandered by my boyfriend and scolded him on the hot search. My mother turned white overnight and was depressed. And the end. I will do it again. Since my boyfriend wants to copy it, I will write the wrong answers and ask him to copy it to see how he copied it, and the family was destroyed. Dianjiqian, are you ready? There are thousands of good-looking and high-quality complete articles, and the fragrance of ingots is scented here. The full text is updated to the end, and the wonderful story begins now. The college entrance examination scores were the first in the grade, and I scored 0 in all subjects, but the class group congratulated my boyfriend Dianjiqian for his extraordinary performance and becoming the top scorer. I watched my boyfriend start a live broadcast to check scores and became popular on the internet. Fans also praised him as Z-Way star. Another girl even appeared in the live broadcast to celebrate her boyfriend, looking very close. While calling him to question him, I rushed out of the house, but unexpectedly, under the double blow, I was in a daze and did not escape the sudden car accident and died with hatred. The soul floated in the air, and I saw Dianjiqian slandering me in the live broadcast, asking for it but not getting it, making up for it, and I only got 0 scores in the college entrance examination and was exposed, and the entire network called me delusion. People are doing it, one is the top scholar, the other is the Tsinghua University student, the man is talented and beautiful, and the match is made by heaven. What fun are you, a toad? One side is the family of Dianjiqian, who is happy and makes money every day. The other side is the mother who died because of me, and she was white-haired overnight. How unfair. In the blink of an eye, a huge test paper suddenly appeared in front of me. It was clearly my college entrance examination paper, but it was written with Dianjiqian's name and admission ticket number. When you reach out and touch it, the scene in front of you will change drastically. When I opened my eyes again, I actually returned to my senior year of high school. I heard a mechanical electronic sound coming from my ears. Congratulations to the host for activating the couple's life system. Just obtain the top scorer who originally belonged to my boyfriend, Dianjiqian, and then change the life endings of both parties. Warm reminder, the ending of the host is the family's death, and the family's death, die of a bad life. Do you agree to the binding? The next second, Dianjiqian's voice sounded without hesitation, agree. Only then did I realize how hypocritical this person who kept saying he loved me was. The binding is successful. Congratulations to the host for activating the college entrance examination paper clipping function. Warm reminder, host, this function can only be used between couples and cannot be used by non-couples. After the electronic sound in my ear ended, I suddenly realized that no wonder I only got 0 points in the college entrance examination. It turned out that the answers I worked hard to get were cut by Dianjiqian for me. She became the top scorer. I handed in the blank paper, but it was 0 points. At this time, the end of get out of class ringtone interrupted my thoughts. After all the classmates had left, Dianjiqian ran to me as usual, with a smile on his face. Mingyue, get out of class is over. Come and have dinner at my seat today, my mother will arrive soon. I looked at his expression without any strangeness inside. What a wise eye. Dianjiqian and I met since junior high school and fell in love with each other in high school. He is handsome and is the type I like. Our two families are open and we met our parents early. But I didn't expect that he just saw my father running a business and his family had money, so he fell in love with me. With a better choice, he could kick me away with one kick and even spread rumors. I've always been false. I looked at Dianjiqian's mother Lin Wei, who was walking into the classroom, and my mother who was talking to him, and I felt even more sad. I fell in love with Dianjiqian because I couldn't understand people, but who would have thought that Lin Wei was the first love that my father Qinglang never forgets. Lin Wei seduced my dad, deceived my mom, and became her best friend. Later, she moved directly to the opposite side of my house and became a neighbor with my house. I also treated him as my future mother-in-law, and said Auntie Lin one by one. Screaming intimately. It's really because people are good and bullied, but they hurt my mother. In this life, I was no longer excited when I met Dianjiqian's extremely beautiful hippie smile. I was no longer excited when I looked at Lin Wei's intimate behavior. Dianjiqian, let's break up. Dian Jiqian's eyes were as bright as bells, and his face was so pale. Looking at this reluctant look, I thought it was ridiculous. Yes, now I broke up with Dian Jiqian, how can he clip my test paper? If you can't cheat, rely solely on your own abilities, how can you take away the top scorer from me? Then in the end, I will have to end up with a family that will be destroyed and die in a bad life? Lin Wei didn't know what happened to us, so she comforted me. Mingyue, what's wrong? Why did you break up? If Dian Jiqian did something wrong, my aunt beat him up for you. That's how I was deceived by his smiling face, silly. I took my mother and I in a place where I could never recover. Dian Jiqian calmed down his good mood and looked at me carefully. Mingyue, did I do something wrong? You said, I will definitely change and don't break up, okay? His eyes were as lively as a deer, with tears in their arms. Dian Jiqian knew that I couldn't stand him like this the most, so he would definitely be soft-hearted. I have to admit that he is a bit beautiful. After all, he is also a small internet celebrity with good looks on the internet, but now I don't like him. I deliberately made a soft-hearted look and held his face on his hand. Okay, then I'll say, you must change it. Nodding, Jiqian nodded, and pounding garlic, then you pay back the money you owe my family first. Dian Jiqian's family once lived a hard life, and even though he became rich later, he developed a stingy temperament. In school, he could get my meal, so he would get my meal. Sometimes he would borrow money from me and then forget about it. I used to feel sorry for him, thinking that falling in love is to support each other, so I was too lazy to remember the money. Thinking about it now, I feel sorry for a man and will be unlucky all my life. I don't have money for men and I am so stupid. What's more, his mother has borrowed money from my mother a lot. Logically speaking, Qin Lang also helped a lot. Wasn't Qin Lang just opened his flower shop with great effort? Over the years, my mother has been in poor health and has a poor memory. She forgot to owe money, so the amount is quite large. I have to let the mother and son spit out all the money. Seeing the awkward atmosphere, my mother smiled and smoothed out the situation. She asked us to have a meal quickly and said that Jiqian was a good person. My mom is such a poor person. When I was a child, my dad had a hard time opening a company, and she was always supporting her. Later, my dad listened to my mom and resigned as a full-time housewife. He treated Dian Jiqian as a real son, he treated Lin Wei as well. It's heart to heart. However, in the end, there was only a tragic ending of her husband cheating and her daughter tragically died. Over the years, Lin Wei and Dian Jiqian have no guilt, but my father Qin Lang kept silent and enjoyed my mother's caring service. Everyone treated me and my mother as fools and played tricks. Thinking that shortly after I died, my mother's physical condition had a sharp decline and she died of depression, I was furious and wished she would break up with Lin Wei and her son now. But wouldn't this be cheaper for them? I want them to experience the feeling of falling from the top as well. Seeing me really come, Dian Jiqian had a dark face. Qin Mingyue, there is no need to kiss us like this when we are in love, right? If we don't return, we will break up. After saying that, I was leaving, and Dian Jiqian immediately grabbed me. I'm going to pay 500 yuan. Is it enough to send a beggar? I've been using my meal for 2 years, and I have borrowed several times to buy information and teach. Supplement, he is planning to only pay 500 yuan? I looked at him with a sneer. Didn't Aunt Lin owe my mom a lot of money? Let's do it together. My mother said generously, I don't remember those. I've long since. It's okay, no need. That's not okay. If you don't pay it back if you have money, Aunt Lin will not want to be a deadbeat, right? I don't want to be a family with a deadbeat. Lin Wei's face was distorted because of my words and blushed in anger. Mingyue, don't speak too badly, after all, I'm your elder. Then please ask the elders to pay back the money and set an example for me. What else my mother wanted to say, but I looked at her and she didn't speak again. That's how he is. Even if he doesn't understand the situation, he will always stand on my side and support all my choices. Lin Wei didn't speak for a long time, and was finally pulled out by Dian Jiqian. During their conversation, my mother looked at me worriedly, and I patted her hands to reassure her. When I came back, Lin Wei smiled again, obviously knowing the debt. Mingyue, it's all the aunt's fault, it's because she has a bad memory, and she has forgotten it. Is it still 10,000 enough? I looked at her with a smile. Oh, 100,000, I remember every note clearly. Do you need to show it to you? Lin Wei's smile froze on her face. I continued to add, Dian Jiqian, don't forget that my dad helped you open your flower shop, and the money there. 100,000 is 100,000. Lin Wei gritted her teeth and agreed. I changed my face instantly and smiled and took Lin Wei's hand. Dian Jiqian, I'm sorry, I thought you were deliberately owe money and didn't pay it back. I knew you must not be such a person. Lin Wei laughed twice. My mother frowned. She obviously knew about Qin Lang helping Lin Wei open a flower shop. She thought the money had been paid off long ago, but she didn't know that all the money was given by Qin Lang, so Lin Wei needed to pay it back. But it's different if I propose it. Why is Lin Wei so embarrassed not to return it? In what capacity does she not return such a big sum of money? I told my mother to take Lin Wei to transfer money as soon as she went back. I was satisfied only after my mother sent me a screenshot of the 100,000 yuan in cash. Humph, this 100,000 not only includes the money owed, but also includes the mental loss to me and my mother. Dian Jiqian and I returned to a sweet love state, but this time, I no longer followed him everywhere, but instead directed him, letting him do things for me, buy food for me, run errands for me, and I'll hand in the information. When I was in a state of interest, I asked him to borrow money. He refused to care about the money. He had borrowed it for a while and had not paid it back, so he came up to ask for it. I deliberately pretended to be pitiful and said that I had no money and would pay it back in the future. Dian Jiqian was unhappy, so I asked to break up and he would compromise immediately. It really deserves it. This is also bound to the system, but I caught my life gate. I think he should complain to my dad next. I guessed right. When I got home on the weekend, my dad Qin Lang and Lin Wei were sitting on the sofa waiting for me, but my mom was doing housework on the side, as if she didn't notice the tense atmosphere. I joked, Dian Jiqian, your mom and my dad are really a perfect match. The two of them changed their faces because of my words, and Qin Lang even angrily scolded, what are you talking about? I smiled carelessly, just kidding, nothing. While putting down my school bag, Yu Guang glanced at my mother. She looked bad. Even if she was a careless person, she realized something from my abnormal behavior. Qin Lang wanted to turn the topic quickly, and then asked me with a heavy expression, Qin Mingyue, what happened when you asked you Aunt Lin and Dian Jiqian to pay back the money? You will be a family in the future, so why do you have to calculate so clearly? Not only that, you also borrowed money from Dian Jiqian. What does this mean? Do I support you in food and clothing and let you do such a thing outside? His voice is majestic, and it is shocking to hear it. Qin Lang is a man who prefers boys over girls since he was a child. Because I am a daughter, I have never given me and my mother a good face. I used to be afraid of him, and every time he spoke, I dared not refuse to agree. I study hard just to let him know that my daughter can do what men can do. But she can be kind to Dian Jiqian, who is not her own, and she always looks like pretending to be dead. I was jealous of Jiqian before, and I was more popular with my father than me. As a result, he was Qin Lang's first love child, or the son she wanted to inherit more of her family property. If it is not for the company's reputation, I'm afraid he would have taken Lin Wei and his son home to offer sacrifices. I spoke without caring. Dad, brother, settle the score clearly. What's more, Dian Jiqian and I may not be able to really become a family. If you can stop paying back the money by becoming a family, then I would rather break up with Dian Jiqian. In this way, it is always natural to pay back the money. How could I refute Qin Lang like now? Qin Lang was surprised at first, then furious, as if he was about to spit out fire in his eyes. Bastard. Are you going to break up with Dian Jiqian? You can break up. Break up now. I raised my eyebrows. It seemed that Qin Lang didn't know the system yet. As expected, as soon as he finished speaking, Dian Jiqian and Lin Wei immediately disagreed. No. No. After being refuted one after another, Qin Lang felt that he had lost face and was still stubborn. I will just say it, and no one can say it. Dian Jiqian was excited and said, Dad. This shout directly silenced everyone in the room. Unexpectedly, in Dian Jiqian's heart, Qin Lang is already his father. It seems that Lin Wei has instilled a lot in him. Realizing that I had said the wrong thing, Dian Jiqian hurriedly asked for help. No, it's not what I mean I won't break up with Mingyue. In my heart, I have been a family with Mingyue and have already made it. You treat it as my dad. I can't leave Mingyue, please don't let us break up. Good acting skills. I watched it with relish. No wonder I became popular on the internet in my last life and became a big internet celebrity. This acting skill can enter the entertainment industry to act in any drama. On the other hand, Lin Wei also frantically winked Qin Lang. I wanted to continue watching the fun, but they saw my mother standing beside her shaking and fainted. My mother went to the hospital and the doctor said that my mother was overtired and fainted after being anxious and needed to recuperate for a while. When I accompanied my mother to check, Qin Lang also learned about the system from Lin Wei, but he couldn't bear to tell the truth. He took the initiative to comfort me. Your mother is just over worry. I don't let her do things, she just wants to do things. Don't worry too much if you want to do it. Dian Jiqian also comforted me. Before the college entrance examination, don't be angry and tell him that he broke up. It sounds really nice. My mother doesn't do anything, so how could the house be well organized? How could her business be prosperous? If my mother hadn't helped her take care of this family perfectly, how could she have the time and energy to do foreign affairs? Even at this time, I was still persuading me not to break up. I closed my eyes, and the moment my mother fainted, my blood seemed to have solidified. I thought of the last life. My mother died of depression. My father also heard the doctor tell my mother to take a good rest and stop worrying her. He took the opportunity to let my mother have a full physical examination. It's ridiculous. My dad is also a well-known entrepreneur, but he is reluctant to spend money on his wife and daughter. My mother understands him and always washes and wears it again and again, and doesn't do any physical examination every year. Qin Lang nodded. I'll arrange my family's affairs now, don't let my mother do it, just hire a nanny. Lin Wei was unhappy. What can I do? The college entrance examination is a critical moment. What if the nanny is perfunctory and Jiqian can't eat well? That's it, I turned my eyes to her. Lin Wei, you cook very deliciously, so you can cook in the future. You can save some money for my dad, and help me take care of my mom. Aren't you two good sisters? Qin Lang was unhappy again. How could his first love goddess do such a thing? Mingyue, your mother is not suffering from a terminal illness. A few days of rest is enough. Your Aunt Lin runs a flower shop and is too busy. Can you be more sensible? I was instantly furious. What? Isn't I a terminal illness? I want my mother to die sooner because of her. Okay, everyone is busy, but my mother is not. Since that's the case, I won't take the college entrance examination anymore, so I will take care of my mother at home. Looking at my haggard mother, I felt very sad. Lin Wei was busy building a shop and said she wanted to take good care of her two children. In fact, she just told her to my mother, so that she could be kind and take the initiative to take responsibility for her. This time, my mother cooks every day and doesn't come to school yet, so Lin Wei only comes with her occasionally. What is this called taking good care of? My mother is overtired, so she has done 2 families by herself? I'm going to put it here today. My mother will never be able to continue working in the future. If you insist on her doing it, I will drop out of school. My mother still doesn't understand why Lin Wei's college entrance examination is a big deal. I interrupted her and whispered, Mom, believe me. Lin Wei looked embarrassed and wanted to agree. His index finger has been untouched by the spring water for a long time. How could he still be willing to do these things now? But he was really worried that the nanny would take care of his son. You don't talk, right? Then I'll call to drop out now. The college entrance examination is not as important as my mother. Before he could dial the phone, Dian Jiqian snatched it away. Lin Yu, don't worry, you don't have to worry at home. My mother will definitely take good care of the aunt, right, Mom? Dian Jiqian quickly winked at Lin Wei. No matter how unhappy Lin Wei was, she could only agree to give it a try. Mingyue, you can review with peace of mind. I feel much more at ease when I hear them say this. After taking my mother home, I sat by the bed while Lin Wei was cooking. My mother has been in charge of her family over the years, and her face is not properly maintained and she shows her fatigue. However, Lin Wei lives a beautiful and free life, which makes me feel very distressed. Looking at her, tears couldn't stop falling. My mother also comforted me in turn and asked me to tell her the truth that she could bear it. I gritted my teeth and talked about Qin Lang's cheating and the system. When I heard that I died in a car accident on behalf of Dian Jiqian and was still being hacked by the entire network, my mother's eyes turned red and her whole body trembled. How dare they? How dare they? I comforted my mom, don't worry, I will definitely make them pay. After leaving the room, I heard Lin Wei's voice coming from the corridor. Brother Lang, what should I do now? I don't want to take care of him. When will you divorce him? I've had enough. Wei. How to divorce him? What if something is reported with him? What should I do if the company's reputation is made? Isn't this good now? He does things, you enjoy it. Lin Wei screamed. But now I'm doing things. Qin Lang quickly comforted her. Vivi, please take a long-term vision. When the college entrance examination is over, Qin Mingyue will die for Dian Jiqian. His body and mind will definitely be unhappy. He will definitely not live long under the blow. Wouldn't our good days come? Think about it, at that time, Dian Jiqian became the top scorer, and everyone else would congratulate us. I will definitely go to the best hotel to hold a school banquet for Dian Jiqian. After thinking about it, Qin Lang felt a little reluctant to say that you really want to die in a bad life. Lin Wei was suddenly caught and stopped talking. Vivi, I will compensate you well after the college entrance examination is over. Lin Wei nodded in grievance. By the way, I recently met a media company's boss. Didn't Dian Jiqian want to be a star and enter the entertainment industry? His daughter Yi Feifei is beautiful and has a good personality. In a few days, I will arrange for Dian Jiqian to meet her. Lin Wei agreed repeatedly. Okay, I know that brother Lang, you love me. I watched the two hugging each other in the corridor, took a photo, and turned around and left quietly. Yi Feifei, I silently recite this name in my heart. Why is this the same name as the second-year-old? Could it be a coincidence? I searched it on Baidu and found it. People with Baidu entries are extraordinary. I didn't expect that it was Yi Feifei from the same school. I knew she was beautiful and had good grades. I didn't expect that her family was so rich. The key was that she was so low-key. I never heard of her as the daughter of the president of a media company. But she is also the girl who appeared in the live broadcast of the previous life of Diane Ziqian. I heard that she is beautiful and kind-hearted, and has a good relationship with others. She is not like someone who can interfere in other people's feelings. She must have been deceived by Dian Jiqian. Because Dian Jiqian and I are kids, not many people actually know about the relationship between us and our boyfriends and girlfriends. We only think that we are friends with good relationships at home. I was afraid that the head teacher would catch the premature love, so I agreed to what Dian Jiqian said not to be made public. Unexpectedly, this made it easier for him to deceive another girl. Sure enough, not long after this day, I found that Dian Jiqian started chatting frequently on his mobile phone in the classroom. I was afraid that he would go astray, so I decided to give the class teacher some clues. The college entrance examination is about to come, and the class teacher is particularly strict in catching mobile phones. Dian Jiqian was arrested in a typical case. Not only was his mobile phone confiscated, but he was also punished to write a review. I know who reported this secretly. I insist on him being nice. He complained in front of me, and I looked at him who was unaware of it and found it ridiculous. It was all for his own good. The exam is about to be taken, and I still don't concentrate on reviewing. Don't be able to write the questions then and cry in the exam room. Unexpectedly, after losing his cell phone, Dian Jiqian directly took leave to go back to the dormitory to rest on the grounds of being sick. The head teacher didn't think much about it, but he was concerned about him and asked him to go to the hospital as soon as possible. Only I know that he took the opportunity to take the physical education class in Yi Feifei's class and establish a good relationship with him. It seems that he can't wait to find a newcomer for a moment. I was still hesitating whether to explain the situation to Yi Feifei directly, and the Tsinghua admission exam came. In my last life, I missed the admission exam because I overslept. It was all because Dian Jiqian put sleeping pills in the milk I gave me. She said earnestly that she wanted me to have a good sleep and take a good exam, but she didn't expect it to happen. Consequences. I liked him at that time. Even if I was angry with him, I didn't say anything. I admitted my fault in front of the teacher. What's more, I thought that I had excellent grades and had not been admitted to Tsinghua University with my college entrance examination results, so this matter was left unresolved. Now that I think about it, Yi Feifei also took the Tsinghua University recommendation examination. Dian Jiqian told me not to be recommended because of Yi Feifei. The day before the admission exam, Dian Jiqian indeed brought milk. As soon as she left, I immediately poured the milk into the toilet. The next day, before dawn, under the cover of my mother, I successfully boarded the plane to Beijing. When the admission exam was over, I returned home, and as I expected, no one noticed it. After so many days of cultivation, my mother's health has improved a lot, and this is thanks to Dian Jiqian's mother's meticulous care. Seeing these people's faces clearly makes people feel merciless. Lin Wei has to be busy with the flower shop and the family, and she will never let down her glamour, and wrinkles in the corners of her eyes grow a lot. He has complained to Qin Lang many times in private, and Qin Lang can only comfort her and wait for the college entrance examination. It's good to end, and there are a few days left. The closer we are to the college entrance examination, the better Lin Wei and Qin Lang look at me. Mingyue will be in the college entrance examination soon, you have to review it. Yes, I am waiting for your top scorer to come back from the exam, and I hope to finish the exam as soon as possible and get rid of it as soon as possible. How could they know that the results of the Tsinghua admission examination have come out, and I successfully admitted it? Those days, Qin Lang took a leave to pick me up and drop off. He rarely showed off a smile. I want to see if he still smiled after the college entrance examination. Sitting in the exam room, I looked at the test paper that I still remembered. I knew the correct answers to each question and took the lead in handing in the paper. After leaving the examination room, I sighed, the exam is so hard. Dian Jiqian expressed his joy, yes, it's really hard, I will continue to work hard in the next exam. I smiled without saying a word. Of course, the exam was hard. I had to avoid all the correct answers, so how could it not be hard? After the college entrance examination, Dian Jiqian couldn't wait to break up with me. I didn't try to keep me, and Dian Jiqian didn't notice anything. That night, I heard Qin Lang call Lin Wei, Wei Wei became Qin Mingyue, and every subject is the first to hand in the paper. Now I can rest assured. When the mother and daughter die, I will divorce and our family will go for a meal. Okay, what a pity, they will probably eat at the time of Jiqian's meal. However, before the day of the meal was served, Qin Lang and Lin Wei were taken away first. Someone spread photos of Qin Lang cheating online, which aroused public opinion. The photos were also posted at the door of the company. Some people even went to the relevant departments to report that Lin Wei's flower shop had illegally applied for a fake business license. The store has no power. I investigated and dealt with Dian Jiqian was still traveling abroad and couldn't come back for a while. Qin Lang begged my mother and I for help, and asked us to do a good job in public relations and save the company's reputation. He also asked us to handle things everywhere and rescue Lin Wei. I pretended to agree, but in fact I signed up for a tour group and took my mother around to travel. So funny. The photo was taken by the illegal materials I secretly installed at home by surveillance. My mother found Qin Lang's room cleaning. Now they are still asking us for help. Although they can't lock them up for a few days, it's just the beginning, and the highlight is the next one. On the day of the college entrance examination, my mother and I were bathing in the sun by the sea. I logged back to my previous mobile phone number and found that Dian Jiqian had sent me many messages. Qin Mingyue, wait for me. You can just wait to die on the day of the college entrance examination scores. When I saw this, I no longer want to continue reading. Alas, this silly man, he still dreams of becoming the top scorer. As expected, he opened the live broadcast like in his previous life, and the name of the live broadcast reads Youth is difficult to get higher. Check the college entrance examination scores online. With his outstanding appearance and popularity of the college entrance examination, this live broadcast quickly became the hot list, and more people came. I saw Yi Feifei appearing in the live broadcast. There was a barrage to ask the little brother, is the girl next to you your girlfriend? Di Jiqian shook his head, not yet, but, he said, as long as I am the #1 pick in the exam, she will promise to be my girlfriend. Yi Feifei smiled shyly, and the barrage instantly exploded, he is the top scorer. The little brother is so powerful, handsome and smart, and he is so fan-like. For a time, Dian Jiqian's number of fans increased sharply. Dian Jiqian continued to praise, Feifei is also very good. She was admitted to Tsinghua University and she just took the college entrance examination casually. Among the barrage and praise, Dian Jiqian did not see the post Yi Feifei was not recommended to Tsinghua University, you are wrong. Yi Feifei calmly tidied his hair and opened his phone, time is up, Dian Jiqian, check the points quickly, uncles and aunts are still waiting for you downstairs. Click the interface of Jiqian checking, aiming at the live broadcast screen, and pointing it with a finger, netizens were the first to see his results, wow. Dian Jiqian, I scored 735 points. This is the top scorer. Yi Feifei's voice was like a heavy hammer, making Dian Jiqian dizzy. He didn't understand why Yi Feifei, who said that the college entrance examination was just a random exam, got such a high score. He immediately became nervous and immediately turned over his phone to check the scores. The next second he was stunned, 0 minutes. Little brother, are you here to make everyone happy? I want to show off, but I didn't expect it to be the opposite. Such a handsome face, but unfortunately I have no brains. Why are you talking about the top scorer? You need some face. The beauty next to me is so amazing, and her score is so high. Yi Feifei smiled at the live broadcast, did you see it? I am the top scorer. I know he is talking to me. Dian Jiqian didn't know that before I was admitted to the exam, I found Yi Feifei and explained to him the matter between me and Dian Jiqian. He was so angry that he scolded Jiqian as a scumbag, and then I asked him to do a show for me. First, he deceived Dian Jiqian and said that he didn't see me in the exam room. When he cheated Dian Jiqian and was admitted to Tsinghua University, he chatted with him casually and arranged a little task, which made him busy. Naturally, he didn't have time to explore the truth. Yi Feifei said, "It's a matter of coaxing men, you can hold hands and pinch them. Don't worry. I can't stand this cheating stinky man, it's so disgusting. This time I'll do my best to be a good man." As for the admission exam, he didn't care about it. Anyway, he could get into Tsinghua University based on his college entrance examination results alone. However, when he saw Dian Jiqian's college entrance examination score of 0, he couldn't believe it. Dian Jiqian asked him, "Aren't you already admitted to Tsinghua University? Why do you still get such high scores?" Yi Feifei replied to him, "What are you going to be admitted to Tsinghua University? I'm lying to you. The one who is going to be admitted to Tsinghua University is your girlfriend, Qin Mingyue. What's wrong? Don't you know? Oh, yes, after the admission to the exam, you are busy when I chase me, how can I have time to care about my girlfriend?" Last second, netizens were still discussing the 0-point score in the college entrance examination, and the next second, they immediately got cheating. The barrage was indignant, "Who is you? You are so embarrassed to cheat in the college entrance examination? You really should go to see 2 girls in Tsinghua University, one is recommended to Tsinghua University, and the other is the top scorer. Stinky man, please get away." Such a morally corrupt person, being an internet celebrity really hurts the social atmosphere. Report. 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 Lin Wei and Qin Lang were originally guarding the live broadcast downstairs, but now they saw that the wind was incorrect and rushed into the room. Lin Wei snatched Jiqian's phone, and the bright 0 points on the mobile phone screen instantly defeated his psychological defense. 0 points? How could it be 0 points? How could this happen? Qin Lang. Qin Lang. You talk. What should you do now? It's all Qin Mingyue. It's all him. Yi Feifei talks for me. You are crazy. What does it have to do with Qin Mingyue when your son scored 0? Dian Jiqian was still stunned, muttering constantly, "How is it possible? How could Qin Mingyue have 0 points?" Qin Lang was so angry that his face turned red and his neck was thick. I typed calmly on the end of my phone and sent a barrage, "Isn't this Mr. Qin? Mrs. Qin doesn't look like this, right? Who is this woman? She looks like she is very close to Mr. Qin. My god. Another cheating melon. This circle is so messy. It seems that these people are really not good things. Let's go find Qin Mingyue now." Qin Lang was furious, and then suddenly realized that the live broadcast was not closed yet. Why not close the live broadcast? Unfortunately, it was too late. Public opinion was ignited one after another. The hot search entries on Weibo were on the hot list. The entire network was scolding scumbags, and the family of scumbags was scolded. I didn't wait until they came to me and saw them again, but I was still on the hot search on Weibo. The scumbag family who hurriedly turned off the live broadcast was in a car accident shortly after leaving the house that day. All 3 died after failing to rescue them and went to another world neatly. This dramatic incident dominated the hot searches on Weibo for several days. Yi Feifei felt something was wrong and insisted that I tell her the truth. I was so tired that she had to agree. After listening to it, he excitedly said that he wanted to write this matter into a novel, and he also wanted to write himself into the biggest helper of the heroine in the novel, and that he was the key role of successfully defeating the scumbag family. My mother was so happy that she was waiting to see his masterpiece. Afterwards, I took my mother and Yi Feifei to have a big meal. On the way home, I passed by a dangerous flower shop, which had been transferred long ago. I looked at the petals rotting on the ground and thought to myself, it's really not that there are still waves and waves, it's not that I don't respond, the time has not arrived. The full text is over.